Hello and welcome along and welcome back to Ohio and American Life Farming. And look at this. This is our stacks of bales that we got in from the oats. 7 full stacks. We actually had 1 bale left over that went straight into the animal feeder. And yeah, so a massive number of bales. What we got 80 up to 5. Plus another 32 on top, so that's 112 by my reckoning, which is, yeah, that is quite a lot of bales. Now, all of these need to go back into here, plus we need to go and do all of our bales from around the rest of this map. We've got a similar number of bales. I think we've got 4 stacks from the rye that we had, that we did a couple of videos ago. Oh wow, this is where this gets interesting because we've got a bale jammed underneath here. So we've got 4 stacks from those. We've got no stay. Right. We've got 4 stacks. There we go. We've got 4 stacks from those. We've got another 4 stacks at least from the rye at the top. So there's, in total, we've got about 15 stacks of bales that we need to get back and get stacked into the shed today. So quite a lot to do, quite a lot to get back here. We're going to get these bales that we've got here restacked first, which is why I'm putting that extra bale in there. And then, once we got these stacked in the shed, we can take our truck and see how many stacks we can fit on our flatbed at one time. So, I think I worked out a system to do this. I'm going to take 4 bales off the top, and then we're going to take 2 sets of 2, and then 4 bales off the top again, and basically rinse and repeat. So, we'll see how well we go with that. Let's get this top stack of bales off first, and hopefully and carefully slowly back and slowly lower it. Lots of careful maneuvering, and hopefully we will get these stacks into this shed without too much trouble. And so this is how I'm stacking them. With the first stack up, we've got 4 in the first lot, 2 at the second, and 2 on the top. And see if, and that basically handles an entire stack and should mean that we're in fairly good stead. But that's really how we have to do it. Whoa, back. And then I can grab 4 off the top of the stack behind and put them on the stack in front, and that just sort of translates to 6 bales each time, which translates to a full set of bales each time, which is perfect. Does leave us with this slightly dodgy stack here that is a little bit scary to pull down. But we seem to be okay. Yeah, there we go. All good there. And so I can just get this stack onto here and into the shed. Perfect. I think we're going to have to remove the equipment we've got in this shed out. Because we're going to run out of space fairly swiftly. But in general, I think we're going to be okay. So, yeah, let's get the rest of these stacked in here, and then we can go off around the rest of this map and grab the rest of our bales. 3 stacks down, and we're not doing too badly. Slow and steady is definitely the way to go when bale stacking in Farming Simulator 19. It's one of those things where people tell me all the time that the bale physics are horrible. They're not that bad, especially having now played both both, I say all 3 of FS 08, 09 and FS11, where the bale physics is just so horrible it's ridiculous. Here as long as you're careful, as long as you don't make any sudden movements, as long as you're maneuvering carefully and slowly and with a lot of care. I know the word care there is coming through a lot, but you can get the bales to move and listen to you and do fine. It's just no sudden movements. It's the whole thing of don't rush it and it will work for you fine. Like this. Now this bale spike that I'm using, absolutely not designed for carrying 4 bales like this. You can do it. You can get it to move 4 bales without spilling. I wouldn't send it as far as 6. I think 6 bales would be pushing it. But 4 bales, it will certainly pick up very nice and easily. To get bales off the top is a real extension and a really difficult thing to do. So I'm tending to, if I'm having to get 2 bales when I reach this stage, I'm picking them off the front. If I have to get 4 bales at this stage, I am picking them off the back to try and keep that rear stack just a little bit more stable. So it really depends on where we are when we're grabbing bales from the stack, and whether we're doing a pair or whether we're doing 4. So there we go. And hopefully we don't end up knocking one of these rear stacks. All in all though, this is going fairly well. I'm having a decent enough time. I've had 1 spill, I think, where I then had to restack everything that I'd got off the back. But otherwise, it's yeah, it's going fairly smoothly. We're filling this shed up. The Fent trailer here, we've got the Fent forage trailer. That is going to have to move though soon. We do not have the space for that in here, along with this, and the need for a new barn, a new shed, is becoming larger and larger the further we're going into this at the moment. And I think these 2 areas behind where our bales are now, those are prime candidates for being removed, to put a new large shed in there that we can store all of our equipment in, and yeah, and be able to store what we need to do, because at the moment we don't have the space, which is amazing on a farm this size. We've got the second row complete, 3 stacks-ish still left to go, and we need to start moving some stuff out of the way. We're not going to be able to get the next row in without this being moved. So, while we've got nothing in the end hay shed, I'm just going to back this into there. I think that's empty. Let's check. Yes, we've got space in there. Yes, we've got space in there at the moment. So we'll put this into the end hay shed, like so, and get that nicely out of the way. There we are. We can do, well, I would go and do more hay, except that we just don't have the space to store it at the moment. Considering how much we got off our fields last time, yeah, there just isn't enough hay in there. It just isn't enough space for us to store the hay at the moment. I'm going to turn the tractor off and leave that there. And then, yeah, the rest of this should fit in that space, I hope. Otherwise, we will just move the hay tender out of the way. Or, sorry, our windrower out of the way, which is what that is. And, yeah, that is so many bales. I think we're going to end up selling some straw bales, to be honest. We have got so many now. Whereas before we were going, oh, we haven't got enough. We're going to need a lot more. Now we have far more than we need. It's a bit like everything else in this second year. We've sort of suddenly found an abundance of stuff for us to have and to use. And yeah, it's gonna make a massive difference to this farm for the rest of this year. Last few bales from our final stack here, and yeah, it's still gone fairly smoothly. I'm quite happy actually with this row. This row has gone in very, very nicely. It's taken me in total just over half an hour, about 35 minutes, to get these 5 stacks done. Oh, sorry, these 7 stacks done and restacked in the shed, which I'm quite happy with. I really, really like that. That's I'm quite pleased. It's not like I've not been rushing this, so to be able to get all of these in and fairly neatly in as well has been really good. So last stack of 4 on the end here, and that is all of these stacks in, which is pretty cool. Now, one question that might be on your minds is, why have you only gone 6 high? That shed can take at least 8, possibly 10 high. It's very simple. This at full stretch does not go very high, this John Deere telehandler, and to get 2 bales off the top is actually quite a difficult thing to do. So 6 high really caters more to the height of this telehandler than it does to the amount of space we've got. So we're going to head over here now. Actually, I'm going to we're going to head over here. I'm going to refuel the telehandler, and then we've got the flatbed over there with our TLX. We'll get a convoy going, and we will head. Oh, yep, there we are, close enough. So that can refill, and yeah, we're going to get a convoy going with this, and we're going to head up to the rye field that we did at the top. Sitting up in the yard there, we have at least 4 stacks of bales, I think it is, and we're going to load them onto here 4 high, and that should allow us to get quite a nice set back here. So that's that done. Jump back in the telehandler, start the engine up, and hopefully this isn't going to lead the truck too much into a problem. Let's see. Can we get on the road with it? It is turning. It is moving. And we're away. So yeah, let's head up to the top of the map and the first field of rye that we harvested. Up to the top, and you can see our stacks of bales here, and that is not 4 stacks. That is 6. Okay, it's not 6 full stacks, but that is more bales than I realized I had on this field. So yeah, this might take a little bit longer than I was expecting. Let's follow me off this, like so, and start the engine up again. And we'll bring this over and up the side here, like that. So are we going to get all 6 of these stacks on here? Probably not. Are we going to get all 6 of these stacks into our shed? Well, all 6 of these stacks plus all 4 of the others into our shed. That is a really good question. Should be fairly quick to get them on the trailer because we can do them in piles of 4. But it's going to be, yeah, it's going to be a slightly awkward thing to get all of these back. And if we can't fit all of these in, I think between this and what we got off the oats field, this is going to be enough bales to do us for a while. So it looks like we might make some money today from selling the bales from the other rye field. All I gotta do is get these loaded up onto here first. So yeah, this is going to be the fun bit. We're taking the top 2 stacks, or top 2 sets off the first one. We're then going to lock them down as we go through. And hopefully that means we're going to have enough stability going the whole way down here. Each stack is going to take up a couple of spaces. I think it's going to be 3 stacks that I can get on here. Which means we're going to have 2 trips from this rye field to get these all done. That is very, very lucky. That is what I mean by taking your time and taking it slowly. If you don't, if you're not careful, you can make the bales fly off your forks. I was very lucky to keep that stack then. that was very nearly a very, very nasty spill. But we managed to keep the stack and we're all good. And yeah, looking at this, looking at the length of our trailer, I think we're going to get 3 full stacks on this trailer. And so it will take 2 full trips to get these all onto here and get them all back. I think the rear set of bales on here are going to be overhanging a little bit. There's enough space to get them on, but it is a tight fit. It's one of those things where if you've got all the bales absolutely flush to each other the whole way down this, I think it would be it wouldn't be a tight fit. I don't think it would be an issue at all. But the chance of actually being able to do that is slim. Bales scraping against each other just don't work well in this. So yeah, you're never gonna get them absolutely flush, but we should still have enough space at the back of this to get these on. So long as I can load this on carefully and yeah, as I said, get it as flush as I can. Even if you get them flush at the bottom, they're not flush at the top. So there we go. That's another set on. And then we've just got that back section there. So let's see if we can do that. We do have, now the question I have, and I think why I've come across it here before, yeah, this is the problem. We have bits to lock these on the whole way along, except for the ramp at the back. For some reason, the ramp does not have anywhere to put your bits on. So if I put them on at the back, they're not going to be strapped down. But I want to do this in two goes. So what we're going to do, amazingly, is I am going to put the back 8 on. And we're just going to have to drive back carefully. The bit that worries me is getting over the train tracks. Getting over the train tracks is going to be a very concerning bit to do. It could just bounce these back ones off completely. So I'm going to have to go very, very slowly over there. It could also... yeah, I'm just trying to think if there's anywhere else. I can't think of anywhere else where there would be a problem. So, yeah, we can't strap these back 8s down. They overhang a little bit. It's not ideal. But if we're going to get this done in 2 journeys, then that's what I'm going to have to do. Because otherwise, it's just not going to work. Up. And around. We see so many bales. Carefully and gradually getting these last 4 on. And in they go. Right, so that is that job done. We're going to reverse how we're going to do this on the way back. So I am going to get the telehandler following, and I'm going to be very careful with the telehandler following. We're going to do that, and yeah, we are 70 behind, which is good. So let's start this up, and we're going to zoom out a bit and try and keep an eye on those rear ones. Hopefully they will just stay put. We'll find out once I spin this whole thing around on this grass here, which probably wasn't the wisest idea to load it up facing the wrong direction. Would have been made much more sense to have set this whole thing up going in the right direction to begin with. Okay, and it looks like we're away. Are we going to make it over this first railway line? Let's have a look. So the trick is very much going to be slow and steady, and we will get all of our bales back. Yeah, look at that. That is quite a bounce that the truck is having. And now the really bad bit. Slowly. And they're still on there. There we go. Right. So, we've got one more train line to do. And, yeah, a careful, slow journey back. And we might actually get all of these bales back to our farm in a nice stacked setup. We got all the way to the off-ramp before one of the rear sets of bales fell off. But not because the rear sets of bales became unstable. Because the rest of them did. Look at this. This is all the bales under or in the straps. All the bales in the straps have moved about and fallen off. And had the straps not been there, they would have just exploded. It's really weird. That is so odd. So, yeah, I'm going to get these restacked on here. Hopefully, the weirdness will not keep pushing them off until we get back. And we'll see how we do from there. Incredibly, by the time we've got back to the farm, the bales on the trailer have settled back down into their original positions, which is absolutely mad. We've lost all of the bales off the back, and I do need to go and pick those up. There was no way I could get them back on. But that is just the weirdest thing, to see all those bales fly out like that and then just settle back down. You wouldn't know it. That bit we had where they fell off, you wouldn't know that they had flown off, or those had been all off at those weird angles. They are just completely back to where they were. I can only think that something weird interfered with the bales being on the back, is my own explanation. But it's just so odd. However, we have got bales back here. So what we're going to do now, or what I'm going to do now, is I'm going to get these off and restacked. But we spent a little while on this, and yeah, we've still got a lot of bales to get back. So I'm going to get that done off camera, I think. It's been interesting though, mucking around with the bales today and trying to get them all back and sorted properly. So yeah, I'm gonna get these off. I'm gonna get the rest of them back. Whoa! And next time we should have a nice full barn here of bales. And yeah, maybe we'll try and sell some, because we have way more bales than I think we're ever gonna need. And if I can get these two on top, then that will be where we finish it for today. So I'm gonna leave this here and get these bales off and try and get the rest of the stuff back. It's been interesting mucking about with the bales. Really easy to stack them here. Not so easy to transport them back. But all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for all the latest videos from Virtual Farmer, please subscribe to the channel, ring that bell, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.